Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back. Today I am going to do a get ready with me where I'm going to chit chat about where I've been since I started my YouTube channel 3 years ago, because I have not been consistent. If anything, I have been the complete opposite of consistency because life is crazy. I'm just gonna lay it all out there because yeah, I feel like I owe that to you, for those that have watched me and have been keeping tabs on my makeup journey since 3 years ago. So I feel like I've learned a lot, and I am so excited to start this channel back up again and hopefully really just provide really useful information for everyday women who find it scary to get into makeup. At the end of the video, I'm going to be talking also about my opinion on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So stay tuned for that. I really hope you find not so much of this video is useful, but that it makes you look forward to my next videos, and also for you to get to know a little bit about me, for those that are interested. But tutorials are coming soon, and I'm really going to delve deep into that, as you'll see from watching this video. So stay tuned and keep watching. Alright, so since we're doing a get ready with me, I'm gonna talk while I'm doing my makeup, since this isn't a complete makeup tutorial so much as it is to kind of give you an update about where I've been for the last 3 years, because let's be real, I started my YouTube channel in 2014 and my situation was a little crazy at that point because I was actually separated from my husband and my family. I was in Canada, they were in the States, and it was a hot mess. I was waiting for my immigration, yada 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 yada. Anyway, so I started it as a hobby because I was bored and it didn't have anything else to do. And basically then in 2015 I finally came here, and then my life just kind of got put on hold in the YouTube side of things, and I just, yeah, I wanted to enjoy my family, which is totally understandable. Alright, so since we're doing a get ready with me, I'm gonna talk while I'm doing my makeup, since this isn't a complete makeup tutorial so much as it is to kind of give you an update about where I've been for the last 3 years, because let's be real, I started my YouTube channel in 2014 and my situation was a little crazy at that point because I was actually separated from my husband and my family. I was in Canada, they were in the States, and it was a hot mess. I was waiting for my immigration, yada 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 yada. Anyway, so I started it as a hobby because I was bored and it didn't have anything else to do. And basically then in 2015 I finally came here, and then my life just kind of got put on hold in the YouTube side of things, and I just, yeah, I wanted to enjoy my family, which is totally understandable. So I attempted last year or earlier this year to kind of get back into it, but then I realized that it was my camera that was holding me back, and that's why I wasn't really doing videos or pictures. And also I'm newly expecting, so which I posted on my Instagram. So I'm 23 weeks now, so if I'm out of breath, it's not because I'm out of shape, it's because, well, I'm growing another human being, so that's what it comes down to. I've really been toying with vamping this back up, essentially kind of a rebranding, and I've just been really torn because I do photography as a full-time gig. I do portraits and weddings. That keeps me really busy, and obviously that is my source of income. So whereas blogging and Instagram is not exactly my source of income at the current moment, so I really had to prioritize where I was spending my time. So that being said, it got to the point where photography was just, I feel like, I mean, I love it and I do it as a hobby, but it was still really stressful and I needed something to balance it. So I decided, once I figured out that the camera was kind of what was holding me back, I decided to really save up my money and purchase a camera that I could also use for my photography too, because this is a vlogging camera. So vlogging is video blogging. So I can bring it with me if I want to some of my shoots and do some really fun stuff with that. And potentially my weddings as well. So, but this main use is going to be for this, for YouTube, for my Instagram and that stuff that I started a long time ago. Many of you know I worked for Sephora last year for about a year, and it was like the best thing ever. The main reason I couldn't continue is because obviously working in retail, weekends are prime time, but weekends are also prime time if you work in the wedding industry too. So I really couldn't continue both because, well, I just couldn't work in two worlds at the same time on the same day. So, which, you know, it was really hard to leave Sephora because I honestly have learned so much in the amount of time that I was there, which I will forever be eternally grateful. And it really increased my skill set and just so many things. It was so amazing. Taught me so much about the industry, about, you know, the different side of makeup that you really don't see from Instagram or YouTube. And kind of a huge reason, you'll see here in a little bit, why I, you know, when I started my YouTube channel, I guess you could say I was doing more like Instagram looks, but I am so anti, like, not anti, I don't want to say anti's not the right word, but I'm just like, not, I'm going to do what I want to do. I think that my makeup tutorials are going to be way more realistic. Now, yes, I love an artistic look with like a blue or a green lip or anything like that, but I don't think it's realistic to put lashes on every single freaking day. Now, I too have a friend who does wear them every day, and that's so great, but like, I'm a mom. Gonna be having 3 children. I do not have time to be wearing eyelashes every single day. So I am not putting that, like, I'm taking photos of my makeup that I wear every day, and I think that that should be portrayed on Instagram because this is real life. So in the end, my tutorials are going to be, you know, try to be original. I mean, I do have another thing I think that really bothers me about the whole YouTube, Instagram, and also because I have worked on the other side in the industry, in Sephora, helping people, having people come in and say like, oh my gosh, I learned this on YouTube, I want that exact same foundation. Are you twins? Because unless you're twins, there's no way you're gonna have the same eye shape, the same facial straight, the same facial cheekbones, anything like that. There's just so many things that are not going to be the same that you really just can't, it's just not going to happen. So that really bothers me. So I want to make it very clear in my videos that it's totally okay if you try it and it doesn't look the same. You are you and I am me. I mean, really, I'm just here to give you inspiration, to give you guidance, and hopefully to give you the best tips that you can carrying forward into your own makeup routine. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I think another thing is too is that a lot of YouTubers now, I'm not gonna go dissing YouTubers because I'm doing YouTube, so therefore I'm a YouTuber, but I think a lot of it is tricky because I have learned, and this is where it comes from, Sephora, I have learned that you have to learn to cater to everybody. Different skin tones, different face shapes, different eye shapes, different contouring. Like, it changes your perception of everything. And so I feel horrible when someone's like, oh, you know, oh, I need to contour my nose because that's what's seen in Instagram or the industry or whatever. And I'm like, you really, honestly, you don't need to contour your nose. Need is a completely, well, you know, I don't know, does my nose need to look skinnier? Do I need to be skinnier? Sure. Like, it's all relative, basically, to how you feel and think about yourself. So if you are happy, you know, I mean, there's always extra things. That's like saying, like, oh, well, eyelashes make my eyes look more complimented. Totally. Not going to disagree with that. But is it something that I'm going to do every day? Absolutely not. It's not realistic. So,
yeah, it's just, it kind of frustrates me that there are women who, you know, get so terrified of doing their own makeup because there are certain expectations, whether people realize it or not. Dog, you're moving my tripod. That are set forth in the YouTube and the makeup world that just make me really sad, because realistically speaking, I want to give women the tools that they need to try new things, yes, but also not to be afraid, because it really, like, there are different, you can modify anything. It's just like exercising. You can be as high, as intense, or lift as much weight as you want, or you can just start off really slow. You can be really simple. There is no wrong in either of those things. I mean, I run a business, I do have children, my life is super, super crazy, but so I know what it's like to apply makeup when your life is like running in 800 miles a minute, and it's really hard to keep up with, you know, having family time and figuring out what shade of foundation is gonna look good on your skin type. You know what I mean? Like, who realistically is gonna have time for all of those things? I mean, I run a business, I do have children, my life is super, super crazy, but so I know what it's like to apply makeup when your life is like running in 800 miles a minute, and it's really hard to keep up with, you know, having family time and figuring out what shade of foundation is gonna look good on your skin type. You know what I mean? Like, who realistically is gonna have time for all of those things? So if you have anything that you really want me to talk about, I do plan on bringing models, no, but seriously, like friends who have different face shapes, and basically like I want us to do the same makeup look, but clearly we're gonna have different features, but I want us to do it together on the camera, because I want you to see how like somebody with hooded eyes could do a same look that I'm doing, but is gonna have to tweak it due to their eye shape. I picked up Subculture last week, super excited to try it. I did not buy it right from the get-go just because I had already bought, is that a word? I'm not sure if that's a word, but I had already purchased 2 other makeup palettes, and so I really just was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy the third. And then all those mixed reviews came out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like, I've used so many Anastasia palettes. I've sworn by Claudia's formula. Claudia is the daughter of Anastasia, so she's the one who does all the highlighters, anything that's not a brow product, she essentially creates. So she's amazing. She is so passionate about quality and control and all that stuff, and using authentic ingredients, etc, etc. So Erin, be quiet. So I was really sad to hear about these mixed reviews, and I'm like, this can't be true. Like, I honestly didn't think that it was, these people were like maybe newer, you know, newer to the Anastasia eyeshadow game and hadn't really used them before. So I was super excited to finally get my hands on it. And I started out with, hold on, let me finish my blush real quick, and then, oh my gosh, what does one do when they forget a blush brush? Well, this is technically a blush brush, but I don't use it for that, but whatever. All of my stuff is upstairs, and I do my filming down here. So we're just gonna modify for today. It's totally fine. Sometimes makeup artistry is all about modifying and not giving an SHIT about what everybody else is doing. So just go with the flow. Okay. Now, that was a blush from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I actually don't care for, but it was the closest thing to me. So for luminizing, I'm actually gonna go in with 2 shades. I am going to use, I think today I'm gonna use Stunner and Strobe, which are these 2. This is Stunner, this is Strobe, the 2 lighter shades. I'm really loving lighter shades lately. And I love Tarte's luminizers. I have used them, how many do I own? I have both of their what are they called? Twinkle palettes, highlight palettes. I love them dearly to death. And I have also one of their single highlighters, Exposed, which I have been using religiously for like the past 2 weeks. I just find the texture is amazing. They're not similar to Becca, but I feel like I like the way they sit better. Now I'm gonna layer a smidge of strobe on top of it. Just, oh my gosh, you guys. Holy, on camera this looks way more intense than, but I love it. I just do. Because I really feel like without the highlight, that contour doesn't pop as much. So highlight is in, yo. It just is in. So, Subculture. Overall impression, I am disappointed. And the reason I am disappointed is because I have used the Modern Renaissance palette for a long time. I have 2 other Anastasia palettes. I have just overall, I have been in love with the way, the direction that Claudia has taken the brand and just the quality of the products and overall. So I'm going to dive into quite a few of the individual shadows. And actually I wonder if I could do that. No, the box is too small. So real quick. Now the reason I bought this and the reason why I didn't buy Prism over this one is because this one has more matte shades and in the colors that are really hard to come across. So other than like Kat Von D, it's really hard to find shades like this. So, and even Kat Von D, like her limited edition metal palette, was it the metal palette? No, it wasn't the metal palette. It was something else. The huge one that came out last Christmas had awesome shade ranges in it for matte shadows. And I am regretting not purchasing that one. But anyway, so I love that there's more green and gray and blue and like the orange and just like I love the cool tones in this palette. This is the biggest reason why I'm disappointed is because when I put on like, what is it? Untamed, Axis, Rowdy, and Destiny, they're all a version of gray. Like they don't look the same color on the face as they do when you put them on. And really, that's why I'm returning it. Because when I am using a color, I want it to look that color. And so they're just a little, they are chalky. Not all of them are chalky. Like the lighter colors and the oranges, which I love New Wave, which is the really like orange one right here. And I'm pretty upset because I kind of wish I could get that shade by itself, which I really should just go and buy individual Anastasia shadows. I just haven't done that yet. So overall, I have used all of the colors. I tried them all once. Some of them I tried twice, especially the darker ones, just to make sure it wasn't just me that was crazy. And I used my good MAC brushes. It's not a matter of brushes. It's not a matter of blending. I literally used 3 different brushes to blend the eyeshadows out. Overall, I am super sad because I love Anastasia Beverly Hills and I wanted to love this palette so much. But even for somebody who's an experienced blender, I guess you could say, it's really disappointing. It's not, yeah, I mean, who knows? It could just be the one that I got, but I am not keeping it because just knowing how chalky they were and being unable to, like, I literally barely touched the eyeshadow and then I barely touched my eyelid and I couldn't move it. I couldn't blend it. And I'm like, well, this is a problem. So I had to go over with a different color in order to salvage my look that day because it was just simply so, it was a hot mess. So, I don't think I'm gonna buy Prism just because I have a ton of shimmer shadows and I don't really need them. But if you have bought Subculture and you love it, please tell me. Like, is it just me? Did I get a wrong batch? Is it possible? I'm really sad. It really does break my heart that I can't keep it because I just am not going to keep a product that I know I'm going to get frustrated by every single time I use it. And I did. I used it 3 different days, different eyeshadows of course, and in the end I was just unsatisfied. And so I feel a little frustrated because I feel like it's going to make me reluctant to buy any more of her palettes in the future, which is unfair because Modern Renaissance is freaking amazing. But that's the thing, is that I went and used Subculture, and then I went and back and used in Modern Renaissance the next day, and the texture of the eyeshadows, even the matte ones, are totally different. Like, they're so pigmented, but they're so blendable in the Modern Renaissance. So thank you so much for watching my video today. It has been so great getting ready with you, and I hope that you found it useful. I hope that you learned something. Obviously you've learned a lot about me, but also just learned a lot about where I intend on taking my channel, and I hope that you'll subscribe. And I do have a blog where I do plan on sharing a lot about body positivity and just how to, you know, survive in this world as a curvier woman, even if you're not curvy, but just to deal with all the self-hate and the self-criticism that the media wants us to feel about ourselves, and thus buy more things and things. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that in my blogs, and I will possibly do you know, a YouTube video about that as well, and my history with, you know, how I got to be here in terms of my self-confidence. So I don't want to say that I'm super self-confident, because being pregnant, I think, has totally challenged me in that aspect to redefine the confidence that I've had, which is kind of another reason why I haven't posted a whole lot of fashion photos on my Instagram that I was doing earlier this year. Whatever, that's a whole other situation. So I hope you subscribe. If you have any ideas or topics that you really want me to discuss, and you want my opinion, I would love to hear about it. And stay tuned for next week's video. Bye.